a lot of effort. Also, and I'm not saying we're not shy to make any effort. It's all about putting effort on the right stuff.
Of course,
So,
prioritizing.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, you guys want old Hoxton, or you want to be able to case on or off at any point. Yeah. So, but the second thing as well is that it's symbolic as well in a sense. When the shit hits the fan, when you actually kill someone in a real bank job, not that I would know, but if you look at Heat, for example, when I'm gonna spoil the movie a bit for anyone who might not have watched it, but it came out a couple of years ago, so it's your own fault. So when they're doing the first robbery in the movie, when they're driving the big van into the armored transport, they one of the guys is a loose cannon, right? So he shoots one of the security guards, and basically you could say that he's masked on at that point, right? He's not casing it anymore. And I think that's symbolically speaking. I think that shows, that at that point there's no turning back, because that's the feeling you get from the movie. Like, fuck, you just shot him, And it's the same thing, in The Town as well. If you've seen that movie with Ben Affleck and so on.
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Yeah. I think at least when I saw it, I got the same feeling, and that's basically the feeling that we want to give the player. Together, with, of course, it has to work as a gameplay element, and that's we live and die by our gameplay. If you guys don't think it's fun to play Payday, then we've failed.
Yeah, agreed. So speaking of changing stuff, this one's this one's slightly selfish. I think people who talk might appreciate it. I mean, do you guys take just requests for technical changes? Like one I would think of off the top of my head is when you place an ECM down, for example, if you're a client, you only hear the noise on it for 20 seconds. Even if you've got it fully upgraded to be good for 30, you'll just hear it for 20 and then it goes silent. Do you guys take requests for changes to stuff like that? Because obviously
that sounds more like a bug than a request, in my personal opinion. I mean, if you upgrade the skill and it goes from 20 to 30 seconds, then the sound logically should continue. But
I mean, it does
definitely,
host. It does for the host.
Yeah, that's also, I bet you if I ask one of the QA guys, they've already been talking about this, so
okay.
It might as well be a matter of time, or it might be that the host client system right now doesn't allow it based on the tech we have right now or whatever. It might be different things, that the team might already have been discussing without my knowledge. But I think the best way, because it's more boring, if you mind me saying, if you individually send emails to us regarding this. It's more fun for both you guys and us if you put up a thread where you discuss these types of things, when we pick it up and go through it, because then people you suggest. Oh, sorry. You suggest one thing. Yeah, I'm a bit tired after a week of DLC working and other stuff. So if you can hear it, I've also been sick this week, so yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Woe is me. So if for example, so just to answer your question, so let's say you have that idea, right? Great idea. We'd love to implement it. Let's say that. Then if you put it out in the community, then the others might say, yeah, that's a great idea, but did you think about this? And that will go really well with this idea. So suddenly you have 2-3 great ideas, right? And suddenly, well, how do we send this to Overkill? Well, let's make a list, and lists are great. So always, make lists, make it clear for us what you want. I personally remember, the old lists from the old forums where people listed up, their favorite heists that they'd love to see, and I know Casino was high up there, it was number one.
Yeah.
And we remember those kind of things, and it affects us. You always keep the community always keeps on planting little seeds in our heads, and at one point those sprout, and we just say some shit, wouldn't it be awesome if we could save Hoxton, and then it happens,
And it happens.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask a question about Hoxford actually, because in Hoxford they've got the skill profiler where you can change your skills like on the fly. Would that be something that you think you could implement into the game, or?
I think. Oh, sorry. I think First of all, a great job by the guys who were working on Hoxod,
Yeah,
Olipro and the others. I think they're doing a great job together with the rest of the modding community of Payday. It's our pleasure that we're privileged to have community members who want to invest their own time, into making the game a better experience for everyone who wants to use the mods. So that's one thing, right? So what we also say, because some of these things are things that we could implement ourselves. We could probably ask the guys, hey, can we get the code that you guys have written? We'd like to implement it directly into the game. But I think that kills the point a little bit because we want it to be community driven. We don't
yeah,
want to tell the guys, this we like and this we don't like because if I would, because I talk to those guys, right? So if I suddenly would be saying like, yeah, we really like this feature, can you send us the code? Then that would affect their future development, and we don't want to affect them. We want them
yeah,
to take Payday 2, look at it, and see in what way they want to make it better based on their experience, not on our experience, basing on what we know they can do, and then telling them what to do better. Then essentially they would just be another arm of our development, and we don't want that. We want them to be free doing their own thing.
yeah.
However, we always want to make it easier for them, right? So if they have any questions, we're happy to answer them. But I think going forward, there are no plans for us to like take Hoxhud and put it straight into the game. We're more happy to allow them to have their own thing and to support them in any way we can.
Yeah, and give people a choice, I guess, as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
giving a shout out as well if there are any other talented Lua programmers out there, then get in touch with me because I'm currently the only guy who actually like physically does the coding. So if anyone else out there is listening and is good at Lua, then get in touch with me. I wouldn't object to a hand with it.
There you go.
so it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's not so much that it's hard work, but when I get an idea for a feature, obviously it requires one poring through the existing code base to actually implement the feature in a way that doesn't break or damage the current functionality of the game. And I also design it in mind with like I don't want to have Hoxhub break itself or the game when they release a new update. Like yesterday, obviously, when the new DLC came out, Skill Profiler was missing from the menu, and that was just like a simple silly bug, which from now on should never arise even in a future update. But definitely maintaining compatibility with Overkill's code as they develop the engine is one of my sort of core design goals. So any Lua coders out there want to get involved, then hit me up.
Cool.
So, Almir, Payday 2. I checked the Payday 2 group today, and you have 22,000 members in there following. So I know you guys did something when we reached 500,000. So are you guys going to do something when we reach 1 million, which I'm guessing will happen?
Yeah, that'd be a privilege. I mean, we're so happy to have seen the Payday community grow from, essentially being nothing, or if you will, well, I mean, not nothing. Obviously,
Yeah,
we had
nothing.
obviously we had the fans from Payday the Heist, right? But before there was Payday 2, that's what it was, right? There were thousands of community members, but they were scattered. Some, were in Steam itself, some were in the old forums. But when Payday 2 hit, we started at nil, right? And with the help of the Payday the Heist community members, and with the help of the newer community members who probably never played Payday the Heist before, we've managed to grow into a substantial community. And I think that's a great thing for us. It's great to be able to communicate with so many of you directly into Steam. And I think Steam works great in that way. It's a great platform for us to communicate because that's where you play the games, right? You don't have to. We don't want you to create. We don't want you to create another account at our own forums. It's not it's not at all about prestige for us. You know, we want to use the best. Because the best way to communicate, because you know we're gamers ourselves. You know, I'm logged into Steam most of my time, and I don't want to be logged into another thing. You know, just to talk with you.
Yeah.
So I think that works really well. And of course, I mean, I think I've already said it. And, of course, we'll do something if we hit 1 million. And I think you're gonna be. I think you're gonna be thrilled when you see what we've got in store for you.
Also, we'll look forward to that then.
Yeah, it'll probably take some time, right?
Yeah, you never know, do you?
Yeah.
going pretty strong. So
Yeah.
what games are you playing at the moment then?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good question. I'm waiting for a new rig. I just bought a new computer, so I recently the last you know I've been stuck on playing Dota a lot, but
All right.
the last game I finished on console was The Last of Us, which was a great game. And I've been playing some Rogue Legacy now. That was really cool, that game. I think it's called Rogue Legacy, right? When you're a knight with dyslexia or whatever, or you're a knight.
Yeah,
with
that's Rogue Legacy.
Yeah.
It's a good game. But there's so many games I want to play. You know, I got my vacation coming as well. You know, and I just want to take it easy. You know, relax and play some more games, especially when I got my new rig. So,
play Payday 2.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, play more Payday 2.
Yeah, I heard about that game.
You know? It's a shame, you know. I'd love to put in more hours in it, but there's no time. You know, we're developing the stuff so much, you know, and you try to squeeze in as much time as possible. But we've got so many cool things, you know, in store for you guys. There's so many different balls that we're chasing right now, you know, because thanks to you guys, you know, and thanks to our, you know, hard work together with you, we've managed to put ourselves as a company in a position, you know, when we've got enough money to continue running the operation without, if you don't mind me saying, whoring out the IP, Payday 2, you know, or trying to you know, make bad deals with publishers and so on. You know, thanks to, you know, our dedication, you know, to wanting to make our own thing that we own ourselves, you know, and not answering to anyone else other than you guys who are playing the game, you know. Thanks to that, we've managed to put ourselves into a position, you know, when we instead of looking at, you know, what do we have to do, instead can look at what do we need to do to make this the best experience any of us have ever had, you know. So it's a really great opportunity for us. You know, we're really happy to be able to do that. And I think you're going to be psyched, you know, 3-6 months going forward. You know, let's do this again, see where we're at, you know, see what we did and what we didn't do.
Yeah, and it's always best to like be your own boss, I guess. You're in charge.
Yeah,
you
it
call
is.
the shots.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, you know, it's not about, you know, people here aren't narcissistic. You know, it's not that like they want to be their own bosses all the time, whatever. You know, there has to be some kind of hierarchy. But
chain of command.
there has to be at the end of the day. But the question is that, or rather, it's all about not having too many bosses either. You know, whether it's a publisher or whether it's whatever, or internally. You know, we're really happy. You know, we're really thankful for 5 Games, because they've been a great partner for us during Payday 2, just as good as Sony Entertainment Online were during Payday the Heist. You know, so. It's important to have really great partners, and it's important to have a really good community as well, right? Because you have Oli Pro here, you know, you got the guys doing Hubs Hut, you got KJ Valentine and so on. You know, you got Team 7200, you know, you got the Criminal Network who popped up, you got Cashnet and all the others, you got Vice and so on. So, you know, we got a big community, you know, who are doing different things, and you've got all the other clans and people as well, and we're
and it's great.
Go ahead.
It's just great that you guys do work so closely with the community as well, because not many developers, I think, do that.
Yeah.
I think Overkill are the like benchmark, I guess, for that.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I think it all stems from us being gamers ourselves. You know, I'm like sitting here getting pissed because you asked me, you know, what games are you playing, and usually I'm able to say 10, 20 different games, but I haven't been playing games that much. I was on vacation in Japan. I bought a PS Vita. I bought a
All right.
Japanese Nintendo DS and so on. But